Right, sorry about that, guys. My sister interrupted me saying there was a dead dog in the canal. That's lovely to hear. I'm quite fond of dogs, so forgive me about that. Right, where were we? Right, I think I was coming. I just finished the HUD, I think. Yeah. Right, wild animals and food. It says here, you know, in Daisy, you can just kill a cow and you can get meat, and it's a good source of food. Right, this isn't going to be in the release, so, but it's very likely to be added later, so expect butchering wild animals in a future update. Right, ultimately to kill a zombie you must destroy the head. So basically I'm guessing probably be able to kill it if you shoot it in the stomach or something a few thousand times, but head, much better. Right, random events. Right, I'll read this exact as well. Ultimately, anything can happen in War Z because it's a player-driven game, but Hammer Point have prepared a few random events such as a sudden plane crash, or sudden plane crashes, which is expected to be in a post-apocalyptic world. Well, not really 5 years after, but okay. These may lead to unique quests and loot. I'm quite fond of that idea. Right, carrying on. That's all they have on random events. Right, the health system and where you take damage. So, kind of like in Daisy, you know, you can't just hide behind a wall, or like in Call of Duty and bring back, you know, heal 1,000 bullets damage in like 2 seconds. A similar experience to Metal Gear Solid 3. I've never played MGS in my life. I don't really like that kind of game. Right, several types of tools, medical tools, will heal different kind of injuries. So basically, you know, just realistic again. They're trying to aim that as. Not much information on that. They're looking into putting War Z on platform, but they're not. It's not in no way being developed for the Xbox or PS3 or any other type of console. But the game, however, does support Xbox 360 controllers. Right, bullets, or well, ammo in general, are pretty rare. Well, extremely rare. Right, so all that. The chats, 4 different text-based channels: global, proximity, friend, and clan chat. Hang on! Fuck off. Do I get to magically have all bullets in the ammo clips I throw on the ground appear in my backpack? Like, this is a pretty interesting feature. You know, if you reload with, say, 5 bullets still in the magazine, and, you know, it drops to the floor, and in most games it just disappears and that's the end of it. In some games it just doesn't, the ammo goes back into your inventory and that's it. In this game, it'll say in the magazine will be dropped to the floor and you can pick it up if you want to, or others can pick it up. So that's pretty interesting. Not sure how long the magazines will stay there for. I'm guessing that'll be a general time with all of the loot you drop. What's all on that? Right, safe havens and general safety without wanting to go out and be a badass killing zombies. Right, so There are pre-spawned safe zones with inhabited NPCs, so there'll be guards patrolling, so you know, kind of like the basic settlement you'd kind of see in a post-apocalyptic world. Post-apocalyptic world. I didn't say that properly. Right, so even if you're in the settlements, they can still be raided by enemy players and or zombies. So at any moment in the at any time, basically, which means no place is actually safe. However, there will most likely be places that can only be accessed by ladders, which will technically be zombie-free, since the infected cannot climb ladders. So they can climb stairs, but they cannot climb ladders. Right. Cities will not have street lights or electricity. Like I said before, set 5 years after the initial epidemic. So no power except for in self-sufficient settlements run by NPCs or players. Some will feature computers, XM radios, and TV. I'm not sure what they mean by that, but that might be interesting if they do something actually with that. You may also have, right, you can expect a GPS, global positioning system, to function since zombies have not reached space yet. That was just a little joke, the yet, by the way. Obviously. Right, this is quite interesting. I'm only just learning about this now. Right, I'll read this out. Is it a good idea to kill everybody I see for a prolonged period of time? So basically just kill everybody. In the long term, no. Be notorious enough and you'll end up on the most wanted list with an extremely high bounty for other players to ruthlessly hunt you down and cash in on. You will also be restricted from entering the approaching null settlement. Right, so I'm not quite sure about the bounties. I'm not sure if that's going to be added or not. That could be quite annoying. Right, do I get to pick where my character spawns? As you know, in DayZ, no, you cannot. That adds to a bit more realism. Let's see on this. After you have created your character for the first time, you may select an area where to spawn at and go wherever you want from there. If you wish to play another server, your character will be logged out from that server and reappeared in the exact same spot where your location was on the other server. This is called a uniform between servers, and it will be true for all official ones you find. Right? So by the way they keep saying official, there might be custom databases and such. I'm not sure if that'll be allowed because they said that you can only run servers and host them yourself. Right, in this, like many of MMOs, you can't just disconnect and that's the end of it. Your character will stay there, so you can't just log out like on DayZ and avoid death. So you'll be there, so a player will just be able to kill you anyway, so don't just try to log out to avoid death. And in the process in Task Manager won't work either. Ooh, this is quite a nice thing I just saw. You can modify your guns. There are accessories that change the weapon's hard stats, like foregrips, which can help reduce recoil and silences for less noise but more bullet drop, and cosmetic stats like tactical flashlights, which will illuminate the area where your gun is pointing. More information will be shared as we get closer to release. That was pretty good. Right. Ooh. How much control do I have after my death? Quite a bit. Not only can you presumably instantly respawn with special gold purchase items with relative proximity to where you died, but you can also arrange booby traps to be placed in your backpack. So I'm guessing if somebody were to kill you, you could be and try to loot your backpack, then you could have a booby trap in that backpack so you can kill the guy who killed you. Or for anyone for that matter that loots your backpack. However, that could be a problem because finding just a random person and you'd just die, and that would be quite annoying. So I'm not sure if they're going to be adding some sort of detection system for traps. See until the have to wait until the beta comes out to see how that works. Right, so anti-hack systems will already be in place. So that's just basically it. And right, you can jump in with War Z. However, you can't just bunny hop like in Counter-Strike Source. Oh, I'm not even sure if you can do it in the Counter-Strike original. That will drain your stamina, likely to be anyway. And I think that's it for game mechanics and that. Right. So I'm gonna have a look at these. And there seems to be going to be different kinds of zombies. I think they might actually add faster zombies, not running zombies still, but possibly. Right. So again, I did say earlier that you might be able to shoot zombies in the torso and kill them, although it might be harder. But you have to shoot them in the head to kill them. However, shooting them in the torso or in the leg or something could put them down. So I'm guessing if they trip up or something, but it'll also slow them down anyway. So I'm guessing them falling down would be more like a critical hit, whereas shooting them in the torso anyway would slow them down. So even if you don't manage to shoot them in the head, you'll still gain that little additional couple of seconds if a zombie's coming up to you and you shoot them in the somewhere other than the head. And I'm guessing that would be a good tactic. Shoot them in the leg or something to make them fall over, or go slow so you can take a more accurate shot in the head to kill them. Again, they can navigate stairs but not ladders. Buildings. You won't be able to enter all the buildings, but there'll be the more updates that come out after the game's released, the more buildings you'll be able to enter by the looks of it. There won't be any loading screen between entering a building. That's basically like DayZ. Will we be able to build our own fortifications? This is one thing which we are currently working on right now. That sounds pretty good to me. So you'll be able to trade things on marketplace for currency. Not sure if you'll be able to do it for other items as well. You'll be able to find all items in the world. You don't have to buy it from a marketplace. However, you can buy things in a marketplace, but they're more likely to be lower tier, more common weapons. Yeah. Right. So this is just a little list of how common some weapons are. So melee weapons, several different items, so several different versions of melee weapons. They're pretty common. Crossbow, relatively common. Handguns, relatively common. Shotguns, relatively common. Civilian assault rifles such as the AR-15, that's like basically an M16 but a civilian variant. Semi-auto M4, as you know, the military version of the M4 is fully automatic, whereas civilians are semi-automatic. They're relatively rare. Civilian sniper rifles, relatively rare. Military grade assault rifles, rare. Military grade submachine guns, rare. Machine guns, very rare. Military sniper rifles including 50 calibers, extremely rare. Cool assault rifles and SMGs, extremely rare. I'm not sure what they mean by that. Maybe ones which already have some weapon attachments and things on them. Grenade launchers, rocket launchers, grenades and mines. They're in the game, but they're super extremely rare. I mean, not just rare, but truly epic items. That sounds pretty good. So by the looks of it, you'll have some sort of reputation system with how security forces of safe settlements react on you. I'm not quite sure about what that means, but I'm guessing if you're a bad guy, some settlements will not like you or resent you and try and kill you or something like that. Right, so I might not have mentioned this earlier actually. You don't automatically regenerate health. You need to use medical items. Right, there's a backstory of what happened, and this story will be told to you as you progress through the game world. Brother Matt, this is your world now. You rebuild it or destroy it. So basically it's more, there is a backstory for those who feel nostalgic, got the old world blues. I played Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3, not the old ones. I don't like the top-down shooters. And they came up with the old world blues thing. I felt really nostalgic when I didn't find out what happened. Meet ghouls which lived from when in the old world. And I got pretty nostalgic on that. I'm guessing it's going to be a backstory for people like that. But however, it will be quite player driven. So kind of like DayZ, but with a story. Right, their advice for weapons and ammo is ammo for a certain gun is going to be more rare than finding a weapon itself. So kind of like DayZ, if you want to have a particular weapon, you're going to find yourself running out of ammo quite quickly, compared to people who just pick up a gun and use it and then try to find another gun when they run out of ammo or running out of ammo. I'm guessing, of course, some ammo will be pretty common, like 9mm or 44 mag, which are quite common in America. And since it's set in Colorado, it's obviously set in America. Right, there'll be around 3 or 4 safe zones per map. So they'll serve as social hubs for creating missions for other players. So I'm guessing you're going to be able to say, "Oh, find this gun for me, and I'll give you a certain amount of money." That would be pretty cool. But that sounds like what they want to do. You'll be able to trade and transfer items from your backpack to your stash, or aka your global inventory. So sort of like Fallen Earth, where you got, or some banks in some MMOs where you can just keep items in there, and you know, sort of like a bank, like a safe little place to hide your things. This is interesting. They're protected, but not entirely safe. Nobody prevents bandits sniping people in safe zones from far away, and nobody prevents a group of bandits attacking a settlement and killing everyone. So I'm guessing bandits might be able to get into your safe box and steal your items. So it's saying again, the rest of the world, towns, villages, other settlements and things, people can explore or claim and make their own little settlements. That's really cool. Right, so by the sounds of it, in normal mode, you won't spawn with a gun. I'm not sure if you probably spawn with a melee weapon. In hardcore mode, they are going to add it in the beta with so you spawn with a gun. They might change that to a knife or something like that, or a weapon close to your spawn. So that sounds like they're not sure about that, and it's quite, you know, you're not really don't know how people are going to act in that game. So we see when that comes, when the game's released about that. So they're not sure about the locking, the lockdown of a character in normal mode still. They might change that. That's definitely how it's going to be when the beta comes out. You can toggle between first person or third person at the push of a button. Gasoline will be extremely rare and valuable. So again, that's confirming that vehicles are in the game. You won't be able to see characters' names by just aiming at them. I'm not sure how that's going to work. It doesn't say. But for friends, people you've actually added to your friends list and they've accepted you, or the other way around, you'll get small icons on top of their heads. So like in some, like most MMOs. Right, we're still going to mess around with third person to see, so you can just look around the corner in most third person games. So yeah, not sure about that, but they're going to change it. I don't think they're going to remove third person. They might do for hardcore mode or something like that. looks like they don't mind if you are gonna make some sort of nude skin for women. I don't even know why I'm mentioning that, but it's in there. A lot of people do tend to do that. I know I've done it. I'm ashamed to say so myself. Right, so I said earlier that they're gonna have some sort of bounty list, and we're gonna have something what's called a most wanted list. That's all they say on that, but I'm guessing you're gonna be able to put bounties on other people's heads. So that sounds pretty cool. That would be good for people who want to kill people but don't want to be represented for, you know, in some settlements, something like that. Right. There's not much left, guys. Right, this is a question, will there be fighting arenas? And they say, actually there's plans for even much better solution for this. Okay, so they're planning to make some sort of a fighting arena, but they're testing it now, so that might be in the closed beta. But you just have some sort of last stand in War Z, so you know, it says if you've played War Inc. and you've seen the ability Big Surprise, it'll be something similar to that but more realistic. I've never played I haven't played War Inc. in a long time, so I'm not sure about that. Right, somebody just asked this, is the Sega 12 shotgun in the game? Yes, it is in the game. I like that phrasing. The guy obviously can't speak English that well. The question was, will the Sega 12 shotgun be in the game? And he says, yes it is, and yes it is in the game. He just answered yes twice there, mate. No offense. Right. And that's it, guys, on all of that. I will say that they're doing quite a few ways to get into the beta. I suggest just going on to their website because there's numerous different ways, and by the time I upload these videos that'll probably change because they do different kinds of ones, because they do giveaways and things like that. And that's it for all of that information, guys. I hope you found this series of videos very informative, and I hope that you will leave a rating, comment, give me any feedback you wish, bad or good, and subscribe if you want to. Thanks. I've been Rod, and I will see you in the next video.